Hi there bikers and cycling enthusiasts. This weekend the cycling world's focus will be on Geelong for the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race. This brings not only the elite riders from around the world, but the People's Ride the day prior brings riders from all over Australia to ride through the wonderful scenery of central Geelong, the Great Ocean Road and the Surf Coast along closed roads. This is a wonderful event and really showcases what this part of Victoria has to offer. Geelong sells itself as a cycling city, largely due to this event. The race and People's Ride take riders through suburbs and central Geelong. Roads are closed so it is well protected from traffic and riders can enjoy the surroundings free from cars. This is one day of the year where bike riders have a lot of safe space. What happens the rest of the year? Are these roads suitable for getting around in Geelong on your bike for the trips to the shops, riding to school or work, or just to visit friends? Let's take a look at the parts of the course within Geelong and see what it looks like during the rest of the year. We're going to start at the start line. Well, I can't actually get across the line, so I'll just have to travel around it, and then I'll turn right into Yarra Street. There is a bike lane here, although it isn't a car door zone. Look out for that great running parallel to the direction of traffic, could lose a wheel there. There's a faded bike sign on the road. I don't think that's had a coat of paint for a few years. I bet the signs showing the professional riders where to go won't be so faded. I crossed Brougham Street, but as normal the bike infrastructure is disconnected and leads to nowhere. Not great if I was riding up that lane with my kids. I hope the road doesn't just disappear for the professional riders in this race. There's not much traffic at the moment as it is 7:30 p.m, but usually this is pretty filled up with cars and you have to navigate the space between the traffic and the parked cars. It's good to see we've got a rainbow crossing on the road. Nothing against a rainbow crossing, but it's a pity some of that paint couldn't have been spared to at least repaint the bike symbols on the road back at the last intersection. Crossing Mallet Street, to the right has fantastic protected lanes. The left has a bit to be desired. I made a video about Block 3 of Mallet Street and how it was missed opportunity. Still no bike infrastructure as we cross over here, but the professionals will have the whole road for one day. The disjointed, disconnected route continues until we cross over Ryrie Street and the lane starts again. It's just a magic paint line, but at least it has a bike symbol that is visible. Got to watch out for the cars reversing out of the parks here. They won't be here for the race. Many of the car parks are empty, but during the day they would all be full. Crossing McKillop Street, the bike lane is not too bad along this section of Yarra Street. At least it does have a buffer for the car doors, but the magic paint won't keep the cars out. As we see here, a car having to cross the lane to reverse park. I'm guessing we won't see any of that on Sunday at the race. At least there's some nice traffic calming features here before we turn right into Car Street. The race takes riders the wrong way down this one-way street, but for the rest of us on bikes, we would have to go the long way around. A modal filter here would be nice to connect up these streets. I'll ride down here carefully as I'm trying to follow the race route as carefully as I can. Turning left into Mirrabul Street, there is a bike lane. The racers will get to ride around on the smooth road, but for the rest of the year we are forced into the gutter and to avoid treacherous grates like this one. Could just about lose a mountain bike wheel down in there. We head on down Mirrabul Street, past Cardinia Park, home of the Geelong Cats Football Club. There is a bi-directional protected bike lane on the other side of the road. I've made a few videos about that also. This lane is quite treacherous. Did someone say car door zone? Heading down to the Barwon River, the lane just disappears and I'm squeezed as I cross the bridge, putting my life in the hands of drivers behind me. There will be a few squeeze points in the race, but not with cars. I've got to get across two lanes of traffic doing 60 km an hour to turn right onto Barrable Road. A closed road would be wonderful here. As we enter Barrable Road, it looks like a bike lane, but there are no signs, so it's just a painted gutter. There is enough space, but we have to get under this footbridge at the squeeze point and hope that we're given space from the cars coming from behind. It is pretty wide shoulder along here. As we travel down Barrable Road, we get to a squeeze point. Then there's these barriers in the shoulder deliberately designed to annoy car drivers by forcing cyclists out into the traffic. Approaching the roundabout at the end of Shannon Avenue, Cadel's mates will have no issue getting through here, but it's a different story for the rest of us. This roundabout's huge. It has 5 roads and heaps of traffic. Just not so much traffic right now at 8 o'clock at night. Once we turn right, it's residential streets, including the legendary Challambra Cresent climb. It's pretty good riding through here as there are very few cars. I hope the participants on Sunday don't have to stop at this roundabout on a 20% grade like I did to let this car travel through. It's a tough climb, but I'm at the top. Take note of this bus as we turn right into Scenic Road for the descent down in the bike lane. I'm touching on 55 km per hour. Although the races will hit 100 down here, the speed limit is 60. Here is the bus I mentioned earlier. Will the buses do that to the peloton? 55 km an hour just doesn't seem fast enough for this bus, even though it's in a 60 zone. I'm just going to back off here, even though I could go faster, as I know that bus driver will forget he or she just passed me. I hope the convoy does a better job behind the peloton than this. Wow, that bus gained a lot by passing me. I'm not sure how the race is going to get over the Queen's Park Bridge. It has a big no bike sign. Does the race have to jump up onto the curb and use the shared path to give way to walkers like the rest of us? At least the cyclist dismount sign was removed from the path a couple of years ago. I don't know who removed it though. The bridge is covered in chicken wire, just waiting to puncture one of those lightweight tyres they race on. Well, I made it safely across with no punctures, and now I head up Joey's Hill. It's pretty steep and it's slow. There is no other route up here, but the parked cars put you into the traffic that is wanting to get past. I guess there won't be an issue on Sunday, even if the road was open, as they'll be a lot faster than me. So they won't get yelled at for holding up traffic. For the next couple of kilometres, we'll play Spot the Bike Lane symbol. They are almost invisible along Minerva Road and Church Street. Who knows when they were last painted? Not like those lovely bright blue signs marking out the route of the course. I hit a couple of intersections and there isn't much traffic, so the lights aren't changing, and I'm not heavy enough to trigger them. Fortunately, a little white car is here to trigger them. It's even worse at the intersection with Ballarat Road. Eventually I will press the button to make the lights change. I wonder who will have the job of pressing the button on Sunday to get the lights to change for the race. As we head on down Church Street and cross over the railway line and the highway, this is a shocking bridge. 4 lanes of traffic and about 1 metre of footpath. I often see people trying to push a pram, walk a child and a dog over this path. It really doesn't invite people to walk. At least at the race you'll be able to get some close-up views of the peloton. Coming the other way is even worse. There's not even a footpath on the other side. The final leg is along the esplanade. It's very empty here at this time of night, but during the day this is full of parked cars just waiting to open a door into the bike rider's path. We'd better make sure during the briefing the World Tour riders know not to ride in the car door zone. As we come into the finish, I'm in the lead and it looks like I've got one as the bike lane is so narrow that no riders are getting past me, but I'm sure some cars will try. We reach the finish line, well almost. The road is blocked for the race setup. Does one event once a year make Geelong a cycling city? It's great for the professionals, but for the rest of the year it's far too unsafe for inexperienced and new riders to navigate. Once a year, let's close the roads for a race, and the rest of the year, let's close the roads to mum, dad and kids on bikes to maintain all that space dedicated to traffic lanes and car parking. We need bold, forward thinkers on City Council that can shift the narrative and get some of the bike infrastructure built. So come on down to the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race and then send a message to the City Greater Geelong councillors that we want to see Geelong to be a more bikeable city all year round. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button.